That is, without a question in my mind, the best book ever written about how to quit smoking. It puts things into perspective. He advises, actually, Alan Carr, that you don't stop smoking until you've read his book because it will arm you in ways for some of what's coming up ahead of you. Devin, I'm talking to you directly, but also to anybody else because we all know what a struggle it is to quit smoking. You mentioned a lot of very, very difficult aspects of this. The weight gain, my gosh. You know, in this part of the world, there's nothing better you can be than thin, for heaven's sakes. And so it's a big, big burden to think that you might gain weight. And you might. I mean, it depends what you do to help yourself stop smoking. Some people choose to just eat to replace that craving. I want to talk to you about the medicine wheel. There's a lot of ways that the medicine wheel is used in Indigenous culture to balance things out because a wheel has to be properly balanced. And quitting smoking is a massive deal. You have to take good care of yourself. And the four quarters of the medicine wheel physically, or at least health-wise, would be physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional. And you have to address all of those things. Physical, that's where that weight gain comes in, right? But physical also means that the cigarettes are damaging you in every way. And something that you often see if you hang around a chronic illness clinic or a pain clinic or workers' compensation is people outside puffing away on cigarettes because you're in pain, because your life has been disrupted by that pain. You look for some comfort, and the cigarettes do give you sort of a fake comfort. The irony is when your body is needing to heal, the last thing it needs is you puffing in a bunch of poison several times an hour. So yeah, physical, you're going to have to find ways to take care of yourself physically. You mentioned sleeping well. That's important. Not everybody is into meditation or yoga, but I'll tell you what, yoga can really be very helpful, or just walking, any kind of physical way that you take care of yourself. And, you know, trying not to replace the cigarettes with foods which are bad for you, right? You asked for something. Another thing to think of to substitute, licorice root. See if you can find some licorice roots. Should be readily available at a candy store or a health food store, or online for that matter, if that's how you shop. It's the right size, it's the right shape. It has a sweetness, but it also has a bitterness to it. And lots of people find that having a piece of licorice root to chew on very, very helpful. There's a ton of other things we could talk about physically, but you know what you need to do for yourself in order to be healthy. Mental. That is applying your brain to this. And you've got a good brain. We all know that. So applying your brain is going to be important. I had a lot of very strange ideas about the cigarettes. My childhood was one full of a lot of abuse. And when I started smoking as a teenager, the abuse ended for the most part. What I didn't understand at that point was that, in fact, all that had happened was I aged out of my abuser's preference, right? So, but I thought it was the cigarettes somehow. In my mind, it became connected. So when I decided to stop, man, I was scared. I was terrified. I thought I was getting power from cigarettes. I was not, but my brain, I had to really work on that. A lot of writing, a lot of thinking, a lot of talking it over with other people before I could convince myself intellectually that I was not going to suffer if I quit smoking. Emotional, we have lots of reasons for attaching ourselves emotionally to an addiction. And each of it is individual. We all have things in common, but we all have our own histories that lead us down this path. But you seek help. You say you're living on a reserve, so seek an elder and ask them for guidance on the emotional and spiritual path, because the spiritual is the fourth part of the wheel, and all of these things have to be in balance if the wheel is going to keep on rolling along. You can't let one get out of balance. So I don't know, maybe I'm babbling a bit, but this is real important. And I really want this for you. I want you to have this success, to be a non-smoker, because you deserve it, because you're an awesome guy. You know what? Everybody watching this is awesome also. So do this for yourself.